What's up everyone, Jack here from Half Chrome. Today I'm going to tell you all about the Mavic Air 2 and the top 10 things that we really like about this drone. Now, we've flown it a whole lot and we already have a bunch of videos kind of detailing some of the nuances. So if you want to see how long does this really fly or how does it compare camera quality wise to some of the others, we've got that. We also have range tests and a whole gamut of different videos, so check those out. There's a link in the description below. But today, this video is all about the top 10 things that we really like about this drone. Stay tuned. All right, the very first thing that I love about this drone is the HDR video, right? Specifically, the video is really good and really easy to use. If you're not familiar with HDR, it's basically a way of combining shots or videos at different exposures. And the video is done using that quad Bayer filter. It's really a nice little innovation to this drone. You get better highlights, you get better details. If you're flying at sunrise or sunset, HDR is the way to go. And just with a click of a button, you can record HDR videos. They'll look really pretty awesome coming out of this drone. The second thing I want to tell you about is this is the first Mavic that is capable of shooting 4K at 60 frames a second. Now that's a big deal, especially if you want to slow things down in post-production. Slow-mo makes things look cooler. Even Chris here dribbling a soccer ball looks pretty cool in slow motion. It's impressive that this little guy was the first Mavic capable of shooting 4K video at 60 frames a second. The third thing I really like about this Mavic Air 2 is the range. With the new Occusync system on board, this is light years better than any Wi-Fi range, right? The original Mavic Air, the Spark, the Mini, they cannot hold a candle to this in terms of range. And it's not really just range that you're after, right? This says 10,000 meters. You're not going to really get 10,000 meters away, but what you are going to get is improved video transmission and just a stronger signal, a more confident signal, so you can fly this drone with confidence. The fourth thing I like about this is the battery life. This Mavic Air 2 has the longest battery life of any Mavic out there, rated at 34 minutes. Now, are you really going to get 34 minutes? No, but when you compare this to the Spark or the Mavic Air that came before this, 34 minutes is like double, right? Realistically, you're probably looking at more like 28 to 30 minutes, but that is still a huge improvement over the original Mavic Air or the Spark. All right, number 5 is the smart picture feature of this drone. Smart pictures will allow you to take photos like a pro. You turn on smart picture and it decides, do you need an HDR? Do you need night mode? Both of those look better, right? A lot of times if you're a beginner, dialing in your settings can be a pain or can be difficult, especially if you're shooting at night. Smart picture takes care of that for you by kind of applying the right settings and getting really high quality, good looking pictures out of this drone. The sixth thing that I like about this is this improved gimbal camera combination. This camera is sitting on a 3-axis gimbal with a ton of travel, and that is fantastic because you get a pretty good lookup angle, and it has some movement. So if you're flying in windy conditions, the drone can really kind of react and the gimbal is going to stay solid. Now this camera also has huge heat sink on the back, and that may not seem like a big deal, but the Mavic 2 Pro was plagued by overheating, and that's why it wasn't capable of 4K at 60 frames a second. With this huge heat sink, it allows the heat to dissipate, the camera stays cool, and you're able to get that 4K 60 coming out of this drone. All right, the next thing I want to tell you about is this remote, and I really like this remote. It's solid, it feels good in my hands. You don't have to worry about the orientation of the antennas because it's kind of done for you. You just kind of have to hold it correctly. You can plug it into this and it'll actually charge your phone. Nothing worse than your phone dying in the middle of a flight. That just isn't good. You won't be able to see what's going on. So there's a nice feature that you do have to turn on every time you fly with this, but it's a nice little peace of mind to keep your phone from dying. The Ocho Active Track. The new Active Track on this drone is absolutely better than the last one that's on the DJI Mavic 2 series. Now, it isn't Skydio quality, but it is an improvement, especially if you're doing the follow or the trace mode. That's where I found that the Active Track works best with this drone. Number 9, the DJI Fly App. It is simple, it is easy to use, it is streamlined, it doesn't have as many features as the DJI Go 4 app. So if you're not a professional photographer, you don't have to worry about setting everything up. It just kind of comes set up with easy to use, just a couple of swipes and clicks, and you're good to go with that Fly app. Now with that Fly app, you can actually even edit your photos and videos, or even have it do it for you. It'll kind of put them together and put a nice little collage, set it to music. Really neat, cool to use app for both flying the drone and for editing the pictures and videos you get out of it. And number 10, the last thing that I was impressed with is the price. Now this certainly is not a cheap drone at $799. But at that price point, this is the best drone you can get for under $1,000. I'd highly recommend the Fly More package at $988. You're gonna get 3 batteries, a nice bag, and some filters, plus some other goodies to go along with this drone. So if you've got a $1,000 budget, you can get this drone and some batteries. That'll keep you up in the air for a pretty long time. So if you're a real estate photographer, you want something to take with you hiking, this really is the best option for most people. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, click that like button. Give us a subscribe. We've got more content coming out on this drone and others just like it. We've got everything from photography to FPV, so make sure you check us out on halfchrome.com as well. Hey, good luck and happy flying.